to stay out of the political spectrum of whatever else, just because I kind of consider myself rather open and whatever else. I kind of just keep mostly silent, but I think it's important to also be heard, since silencing seems to be what our current political status seems to be heading towards here in America. Unfortunately, I'm not one of those people who will be looked over when shit hits the fan, basically. So, some of the things that the government is currently trying to do is they're going to try to dumb down the entire society, by one, trying to remove funding and whatever else. Sorry, I'm not as articulate as some people. It's running through my head, but it's hard to put into words. So just bear with me. Schools are being told that if they don't sign over the DEI, or that they're complying with removing DEI, that they will lose their funding and whatever else. I currently live in an area where we're predominantly red, so of course they're going to comply because most of their funding does come from the government. A lot of the problems that I see with that as an artist is that things that would be considered DEI is going to be your art, it's going to be your music, it's going to be your science. History will be rewritten to be totally whitewashed. People like me don't exist, okay? You can't be part of LGBTQ. You can't be somebody who is an artist. You can't be somebody who is a musician. You can't be somebody who actually has a brain at all in our current society. They want you to just follow the leader and say, hey, you know what? Um, if you're not for them, you don't exist. And they'll disappear you. And now, I know some people have heard of the Abreu Garcia case that's going through the courts right now. It's pretty fundamental. It may seem like small potatoes, but if they can stand against just for this one individual, and considering that you overhear what he's saying to the dictator of El Salvador, that's what I'm going to call him because basically that's what they are. Call it like it is. They're going to start sending people like myself and other people who are in for the science, for the arts, who aren't fitting into their little mold of how they want everything to be. And they're going to deport us. They're going to send us to these concentration camps. That's what I'm going to call them, because I'm not going to whitewash anything. I'm going to call it exactly as it is. I generally stay on the down low, but when something occupies my mind to this extent as this does, and has made it impossible for me to really be polite about this, that's how it's going to be. I do mostly music, as people can see from looking at my YouTube. I like to build things, be creative. But my heart goes out to my kids. I still have two that are still currently in school, and I am looking probably to try and pull them if they still sign, and I will be finding out if they do. And I have one of the kids' music teachers. She's actually retiring this year, and I think a lot of it has to do with what is actually going on in our political situation currently. It's very sad because a lot of people that could stand in the fold and say, no, I'm not going to do it, are backing down. Why are they backing down? They're afraid that they're going to end up out of the country. They're afraid that somebody else is going to come at them. Like I said, I live in a red area. I genuineness, I get along with the people in my community. I pretty much just keep to myself. I don't bother anybody. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that I don't intermingle with these people. It's sad because what am I going to do? I'm one person facing adversity. So I appreciate everybody who comes and listens, follows, and subscribes to my channel. I probably won't do a lot of things like this just because it is rather controversial. But I want you to stay strong, those people of my LGBTQs, and speak up because they're going to come after you either way. Okay? So take care, guys.